Thanks for joining us on today's edition of Galaxy. Today is Thursday, the 26th of July, 2017. Is it 26?
Is it
27th?
Yeah.
Justine, your error. Sorry about that. It's the 27th of July, 2017, and you are onto the lifestyle edition of the show. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be an exciting time on the program. Justin, stop murmuring. It's going to be an exciting time on the show today because the both segments of the show, we're discussing things that will definitely interest you. My name is Patience, and I welcome you to today's program. Justin, now you have your turn.
I can talk, right?
Yes, you can talk now.
All right, good morning, Lagos and beyond. I am Justin Akadanyis. Glad to have you join us on this day edition of Galaxy. Today, it's Thursday. We're looking at motivation, why people are rich. On the second half of the show, we're looking at sacrificing education for talent and skills. Yeah, we would have input from Lagos. And of course, Linus Okori of the Guardian of the Nation's International Garden is also standing by in Abuja to do justice to that segment this morning. I assure you it is going to be a packed full segment.
Yes.
To just stand by and relax.
I like the fact that it's going to be cross country.
No,
yes,
whatever
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, you know, I think 2 weeks back, penultimate week, we talked about why people remain poor. And Benga, of course, put us through a lot of the things, and we're made to understand it's really being poor isn't essentially the absence of money, but the absence of ideas, you know. So today, why are people rich? You know, that's what we're going to be flogging.
Well, people like me, you know how it is.
Yes, I concur. All right, Benga, would you be here with us again? Good morning, Benga.
How are you? Good
Justin
morning.
is high on something this morning. You
Yeah.
can tell.
I'm high on coffee.
You can tell.
It's high on something. I just hope it's not what I'm thinking.
Okay.
It is not what you're thinking. I don't know what it is you're thinking.
All right.
Welcome, Benga.
Yeah,
So what,
nice to be
Jafar?
here.
Good to
2 weeks
have
ago,
you.
we dealt with the issue of why people are poor,
Yeah.
why people complain. And this morning, I would like to share with us why people are rich, and people say the rich people will continue to be richer and the poor people will continue to be poorer. So why? You know, I grew up hearing this, you know, and in my lifetime, in my brief lifetime, I've seen it in...
Actually manifests, yeah.
Thank you, in manifestation. And I began to read different books. I began to study lives. I like autobiographies. I began to study lives, individuals, you know. What happened to the Dan Tatars, you know? What happened to the Odutola Tires in the time past, you know? What happened to this, what happened to that? So I started studying lives, and even the present generation, I began to study, and I came to the conclusion that, there are some factors, there are some natural principles that flow with prosperity, that flows with success, regardless of your religion. I can give you a long list of people who are not religious. They don't go to mosque, neither the church. But you know what? They are super rich.
Yeah.
So what is that they know that I don't know? What is that thing that they know or they've understood, they've done?
What's that secret they've
What are the
unraveled?
secrets? Thank you, ma. You know, so, and I came up, I summarized this. There's a lot. I had about 37, but I picked about 12. I summarized about 12 that I know is directly, that will directly impact us in this society. Remember, I always say this, that principles are universal, but experiences are personal. You understand? Now, why men are rich? There are 3 things people do with money. Number 1, they spend money. Number 2, they waste money. Number 2, they invest money. So as you are watching me this morning, begin to ask yourself, which category do you belong to?
Are you spending, are you wasting, or are you
Do you spend money?
I spend money.
Do you waste money?
Duh.
Do you invest money?
You know what it reminds me of? There's this thing they say in the Igbo, when you marry a woman, it's either she's an Oriaku, you know, the eater of wealth, or Odoziaku, the manager
Of wealth.
So,
Wow. Wow.
Actually,
Oriaku is what?
Oriaku, someone who comes to spend, who eats the wealth.
Who just comes to spend.
Yeah, then Odoziaku, who manages the wealth.
The wealth. So if you're about to marry, especially from his side, you need some coaching from Justin. All right. Number 1, rich people ask themselves empowering questions, while others don't ask at all. For example, they will ask, what is around here to make money out of? Not to take advantage of, not to cheat. They look out for opportunities. I am staying in Agbado Ijayi. What is scarce here that I can start with the 10 naira I have on me? What is the need?
That will meet the needs
Meeting
of
What is
people
the
that
need?
live there.
They ask those questions. Poor people will ask, what can I buy?
Okay.
Yes, what can I buy? Poor people buy. Rich people don't really buy. Go and check. Yes. Number 2, they focus on increasing their net worth while others focus on increasing their paycheck. How? By adding value to relationships, not toxic relationships. Multiple streams of income while others depend on one source of income. I've said it times without number. You need minimum 4 streams of income to be wealthy. Because God Almighty himself, in Genesis chapter 2, according to the Holy Book, he had 4 streams.
Okay, really? What are they? Just
God
for,
had 4 streams of income?
Yeah, just
4 streams.
for
Okay.
purpose of
When you get
clarity.
home,
Namely?
when you get home, no, we are not here to preach.
Being,
So when you get, I'm going to talk.
you started
Hold on,
it, so
hold on,
finish
hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on. I started. Okay,
He
hold
was
on.
an inventor.
Okay, now,
Was he was an
now
inventor.
there were 4
Okay.
rivers
Okay.
that you can call streams.
Bingo.
You guys becoming philosophical.
No, that is in the good book. I just gave you the chapter.
Okay.
And when you check, according to history, not even according to the Bible alone, according to history, all those rivers carry mineral resources. Gold, diamond, oil, name it. They are all there. So, and these 4 rivers, our Creator commanded that they should flow to different nations of the earth
Okay.
for us to be blessed. Which means, if the Creator of the universe and heaven is blessing humanity from his purse, from 4 different streams, how much more you? So you need minimum
4
between
streams
2
of
and 4
4 streams of income. To balance.
to balance.
Okay.
That is why you will never see a balanced table with 2 legs. It has to be 4. Tripod stand is not a table.
But creatively, we have coffee tables now that have 1 leg. For instance, that one over there.
Creatively. Let me, hold on. I will answer you.
I'm just kidding. You don't mind me. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I
So,
understand what you're saying,
okay.
though.
Now,
Okay.
you see, they say, how can I
Individual.
meet the needs in the, of the people in the community? How do I pay for this thing? They ask, how do I pay? Can I afford? Poor people don't ask, they just, rich people, do I have budget for this?
There's always a budget.
Yes, do I have budget for this?
It's planned.
If I don't have budget for this, I'm not sure I can do it now. Somebody last year showed interest in our academy, and she said, I cannot make it now. I said, why? She said, because I am doing a program at so place now, and that is my budget for 2016. So now that you have told me, I will put your own course in
Into
your
the
academy
next budget.
for 2017.
Okay.
It's planned. Because why? Some things are important, they are not urgent. Some things are urgent, they are not important. So you need to weigh them.
Okay.
All right. Next thing. These rich guys, they are time conscious. They are not time wasters. The rich and the poor have the same 24 hours a day. But one invests his own and the other spends his own. Maybe on social media. Maybe on WhatsApp reading. Maybe on Instagram. But maybe in parties. It depends on how you want to spend your time. But I need to let you know that time is not to be spent.
Maybe just gisting away.
Time is to be invested.
Okay.
How do you can't just come around Allen Avenue and just come to Galaxy TV and say, oh, I'm asking for Justin. Without, oh boy, what do they do here? I won't go read the news. So, I just came around. I said, I remember that you work in Galaxy. I said, let me just greet you. Now, it doesn't work that way. You won't see rich people doing that. When you see rich people in parties, madam, bros,
It's the network.
there is a business there. Is either the doer of the party is a business partner, or there is something there is a relationship.
Yeah.
Yes, they don't just attend.
They don't just wake up in the morning and dress like this, my rich brother.
Okay,
and
I'm
just
not
go
going
there.
to a party again.
You know. All right. Another point. They are generous, but others believe they must be erudite and super glue.
I didn't quite get that.
They are generous.
Rich people, they are generous.
Okay.
But the other side, they believe they must be akadon. They believe they must be
Spendthrift.
stiff.
Frugal. Okay.
No,
Not really
stingy.
frugal.
Miserly.
Okay, miserly. Okay.
Stingy.
Stingy.
No, they don't believe in giving out.
Are you talking about the poor people now?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation single-handedly came to Africa and take care of polio and malaria. Do you know how many billions they spent? Rich people. That boy, Madugaba, came last year, went to Yaba right, and empowered those guys with millions of naira. Or millions of dollars. Not naira, millions of dollars. That's being generous. It's a mindset. Why? Because it's very simple. Blessed is the hand that gives, that the one that receives. When you are giving, your hand is always on top. It's a natural thing. It has nothing to do with Christianity or religion. It's like when you plant a maize, it will germinate. Do you understand? They are generous. Another point is, the people who want to be rich always work for humanity profit. They are ready to offer extra products and services, but not for wages. They don't depend on their job. Job simply means just over broke. They are not dependent on their jobs. They do something extra. I met a young woman 2 days ago at a conference, and she gave me her card. She's working somewhere, and when I saw the card, I said, you have my contact for that place, but this is my personal. She owned a bakery somewhere in Ibafo. I'm like, how? She said after about 7-8 years of working, she saved money and started the bakery gradually. And today, the bakery is established, well established, functioning. So what is that thing? I've said it times without number that I don't believe people saying that you cannot be working for people and be rich is a lie. It's a lie. There are many people who had worked for people, who had worked for other people, and they are rich. The only thing is that I don't support stealing your boss's time to work for yourself. What do you do when you close at 4 p.m.? When you close at 6 p.m., what time do you get home? What do you do till 10, till 11, till 12? What do you do?
Okay, now I'm glad that came up because we have to x-ray this issue from every angle, and also put a lot of perspectives, into yes, because okay, our society is quite peculiar in the sense that time management sometimes can be very, very difficult because one, our transport system is not there. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you can't plan, okay, I'm leaving home at this time to arrive at that place at that time and really meet up sometimes. For someone who closes at 6, let me make a case for people who close at 6, perhaps works on the island, then has to get maybe to the mainland or even maybe to as far as Ibadan. That's where home is. And spends like 3 hours in traffic before getting home. We're talking about almost midnight there. And then you're going to bed to wake up by 4 a.m. again to go into another 3 hours of traffic to get to that job again. What time really is left for that person?
All right. Let me ask you this question. Must people gist and shout inside public transport while going home?
I think it's just a way to relieve stress.
Stress.
Yes,
I
think that's what I think.
Yes, you may be right.
Even though I don't do that, I don't do it, but I think that's why people do it.
When you are going inside public transport, what happens to the book you want to read? What happens to your phone in listening to that? You see, your vision determines your speed. I've said this times without number. A man of vision who knows where he's going will squeeze out time to do. If you're asking me what time does that, can I ask you a question?
Please do.
How do you find time to eat?
In between work.
A man of vision will find time to do what he has to do. If everybody understands how life works, they will not be gisting irrelevancies inside the bus while going home. I'm not saying there are no stress. We've talked about it here.
Yes, we have.
But I'm saying part of stress management is when you have 3 hours traffic. Must you talk for 3 hours? 30 minutes, you've shared your body. Then go back to your work. Bring out your tablet. If you don't have, bring out your paper. Bring out your phones. Instead of watching one football club that they don't know you and they will never share their money with you. You are gisting, you are talking, you are discussing them. They don't know you, they don't have anything. They are making their millions of pounds and dollars. You are gisting, you are talking about them in Nigeria. Who cares? Then your weekend, what do you do on your weekend? Is there traffic on weekend as well? Saturday and Sunday?
You work.
Do you work 24 hours? We have to be realistic. On Saturday, do you work the whole Saturday? On Sunday, are you in church all Sunday? Our irrelevancies, our excesses are too much.
Okay.
That's the truth.
So it's just about you knowing what is
Have to find a way of
important. Yes.
managing the time.
I had to
There is
ask
no
that
time.
because that can be a subject
Somebody
of
else's
excuse.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Thank you, ma, for that.
All right.
Why do rich men mind
Their own business? What are you going to say?
You are not serious, just
I told you he's obviously
No, you said
he's high on
something like when you were going.
okay. Now let me read this to you.
Okay.
This rich-minded fellow, they continue to grow in knowledge.
Okay.
The other folks think learning ended with their diplomas and their degrees. The rich people, after school, they still develop. They still learn. They still go around. But the poor people, they believe that once I'm a graduate of philosophy. Great effect. I'm a graduate of blah, blah, blah. Excuse me.
Okay.
You may have degrees like a thermometer. Until you discover how to make money, you are a pest.
What was that again? Degrees like a thermometer. That's a new one.
A thermometer is graded. Yes.
Who cares about your degree? There are people who have loads of certificates. They have degrees like no man. Hey, I remember 2001 or thereabout. I met a man who graduated from university 1992, masters everything. No, he had not been able to buy bicycle spoke. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's terrible.
Yeah. So it's not about that. It's about where you stay. What is going on in your mind? You can have that degree and the degree is useless.
Okay.
Yeah. So they learn every time. They are knowledgeable about what they are doing.
You keep upgrading.
Yeah, they keep on upgrading. Why this man or woman who wanted to become rich is taking risk? He becomes a risk taker. The other guys are just living as undertakers and caretakers. And of course, you know what undertakers and caretakers do? Caretakers, they help manage other people's
Property.
undertakers, they carry
People's corpses.
people that are traveling for eternal journey, on eternal journey. So you must be willing to be a risk taker. If you cannot take risk, you cannot get rich. That's the truth.
What kind of risk
Calculated
are we
risk.
talking about?
Yes, calculated risk, career risk, business risk.
risk. Okay.
You know, I said here some time ago, you are working in Galaxy and around your house, somebody is looking for property, somebody is looking for a farmland, and you have contact of somebody who wants to sell. What stops you from bringing a
Reaching
broker?
them. Yeah, broke. Both
It has nothing to do with your company that you are working for. It has nothing to do with at all. That's your private. You have done it as long as you are not doing it while you are on job
On
here.
company time.
Yeah, you did it and you make your money and you buy your land, whatever. You buy car, you brought it here tomorrow, and everybody like just think how far. Anyway, you shall be rich. I'm praying for you. Say amen.
I am rich. Amen. Yeah.
You are rich. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to be rich, you must embrace change.
Change.
But if you are threatened by change, you can't make progress.
You must embrace change.
Change, not APCO.
Okay.
Change, proper change.
New ideas,
New
innovation, and
idea.
all that.
Thank you. That you must be able to,
Don't be
live-
rigid.
Don't be rigid.
Don't be stiff. Yeah.
Flexible.
You have
Yeah.
to be flexible. Rich people talk about ideas and dreams. aspirations, setting of goals. Why other people talk about people? They only discuss people in their life. When you see people, when I sit down with people and I hear what they're, your discussion beside me tells me whether you are going to be successful or not. When I listen to you in 5 minutes, I can tell you where you will be in the next 5 years. Yeah, it has worked. Trust me, it has worked. I've told people that, come, I'm not sure you can go beyond this point. And they thought I was cursing them. No, I can read it. How can you be, the only business you do every day is talking about people. Now you go see person way in Shokoto, now what's your business? Can't you just face your life? And we do that a lot here in this part of the world. We do that a lot. We do that a lot. So if you want to be rich, please
mind your business.
Just face what you are doing.
Simply put.
The rich think about long-term benefits by investing in their future. But the poor men think about now, today, this week. For example, last Saturday election, our youth were busy playing football all around. Youth that you got the leaders of tomorrow, they were busy playing. Some of them put drinks inside flood. They were drinking inside flood.
I saw that
The picture
picture.
went viral.
I saw that one.
It's not funny. No patriotism. No, and these are the youth that will now complain tomorrow. There are some wicked politicians, some blah, blah, blah. When you have not made yourself available, you are not responsible for leadership. The little thing they gave you on your street to take care of, you mess it up. In fact, the change, maybe they said you should help fill the potholes on your street, and the association gave you 100,000 naira. The change of 7,000 naira, oh, Shepada, you didn't bring it back. You went to the market to go and buy sneakers with it. So how do you want people to put you in the right position? That's where it starts from. I was sad last week Saturday when I went around and I saw what happened about people that are voting. Our youths are, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it. It's pathetic. So you need to think about, don't think about the 1,000 naira you are collecting now to vote. Think about your future.
The future.
How can you collect a loaf of bread of 15 naira? Patience, this is saddening. How can you collect 15 naira loaf of bread and you sell your 4 years?
The minds of the people are being impoverished.
Stomach infrastructure, and somebody is clapping.
Yes.
Where have we got it wrong? It's really... Now, the rich is ready to unlearn and relearn. They are humble enough to be taught by a boy who knows better than them. They have teachable spirit. Remember 2 weeks ago, one of the things we identify with the poor people is they don't have teachable spirit. Nobody can teach them. Yeah, but the rich people, they learn from even people who are not up to them. And lastly, the rich is patriotic. They believe in their nation.
Okay.
They contribute their own quota to their society. They are not envious of other people or other nations.
Okay.
They don't believe that until they do something like this, about, like someone living abroad, that they are not okay. No, they are patriotic. They believe in their society. They contribute their quota. These are the summary of 12 points that made people rich, and that has been keeping. Ask any rich people around you. There is no way they must tell you 5 points out of these 12 that I've told you.
Okay.
Wow, Benga, once again you've done it. You've put us on that path of sober reflection. Yes, which is very good. You know, it's good to withdraw. Sometimes go into your ears and then think so that you come out better, you know, and then I hope people have gotten something from what we've discussed. Even the good book, you know, talks about what the poor has been taken from them and given to the rich. Yeah. So
because they are not managing it very well. Our creator is
the story of the talent.
Yeah,
it's a vivid example.
Particular about management of resources. Management, you know, there is the human capital resources, there is the financial or monetary resources management, the human resources management, the monetary resources management. There is the time
management,
resource management. If you can manage these things very well, you are on the path to become a rich man. If you are the type that wastes it, don't forget where we started from. 3 things you do with money. Number 1,
You spend it.
To spend it,
number
You
2,
waste
you waste it,
Number
or
3,
invest it.
Invest it.
Oh, 100%.
I'm a very good
But
student.
some school of thought could actually argue that part of spending and wasting money.
Okay.
Doesn't it boil down to basically the same thing?
No,
It does not.
no.
Okay.
Let me tell you the difference.
Please do.
School fees,
Okay.
you are spending at the same time you are investing. But buying what you don't need.
Ashaibi?
Like shopping. Sometimes
You just-
shopping
you just-
is a necessity.
Yes.
Sometimes.
No, if you go
groceries.
shop for food,
Sometimes.
you are spending. You understand? You are
Okay.
spending. But you go buy a car that you cannot maintain. You have
It's
wasted
a
that
waste, complete waste.
money. It's
Okay.
a waste.
All right.
You know, your income is 1 million. You are driving a 20 million naira car. That if one part gets problem, you are going to spend 2.5 million naira. You have wasted that money. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
All right. I have a lot of takeaways from today's discussion.
Yes, I do,
The
you do
issue, that money is to be invested, not just
Wasted or
Sorry,
spent.
that's not what I was going to say.
Time.
It has to be planned.
Planned, yeah.
Planned spending.
Yeah.
You don't just because. Well, it's a thing with women. We are usually impulsive.
You are
Yes.
configured for it. You are configured for that.
Yeah.
That's
Or you
where-
can you
but-
can relearn.
That's
You
where
can-
the
yeah.
That's what real
Those
I don't do a comes in.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I only know about Lolo.
No, yeah, if you're a Lolo, you could be an Oriako. Or a Lolo, you could be an Odeziako.
Odeziako.
Someone like Odeziako, just come and manage my
And
work
manage
for me.
my
and
work
not
for
come and
me.
spend it for me.
Interesting.
It's not about Ninolo.
Yeah, somebody was reporting. Yesterday somebody was reporting a friend to me, and I said, "What is the problem?" He said, "You know them? They have oil company." I said, "Yes, they have oil company." He said, "Can you imagine? They are renting an apartment. They have a house that they built, and they are renting an apartment. Say, is that not punishment?" I said, "Ask how much the house they are renting, they are living. How much? The house they built, how much are they collecting from them? It's wisdom. You can build a house." Collect 3
decide,
million
yeah.
and be living in a house and be paying 1 million. You have 2 million. What law states you must live in your house? Warren Buffett, the second richest man in the world, the first house in 1958 is where he still stays now. Yeah.
You could just have some attachment to that house too.
There's no attachment. There are some certain things you don't.
You don't
That
know
not
yourself, you don't
that
feel it
important.
out.
No,
Yes.
this man is.
Yeah,
This
I
man
think
is.
we have a societal problem. We
Yeah.
attach too much meaning,
to
value to
material
things.
This man
yes,
is
it's a problem.
thinking of how many lives he's going to bless tomorrow.
Yeah.
You are thinking of how many clothes you want to buy tomorrow.
Exactly.
It doesn't add up.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Thank
Benga,
you so much,
again.
Benga.
Thank
Thank you very
you
much.
again. Every time we have you on the show, I go back and then
Reflect
I task
on
myself again. Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, so you've heard it from Benga Ademujimi, our certified life coach. Today we've looked at why the rich remain rich. Okay, basically, simply put, and why do the poor remain poor?
Stay poor.
So it's basically a change in orientation, a change in your mindset. Doing what is right part time. Thank you again, Benga.
Thank you so much,
When
Benga.
we come back from this break, we'll be looking at sacrificing education for talent and